Good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Connor Country Boy Outdoors. I'm Greg Gray. So yesterday, me, my brother-in-law, and his grandson went out, and we actually got our limit of Spanish mackerel yesterday. Sorry I didn't film it. I ran off, left my camera at the house. But what we're going to do today is we're going to do some Spanish dip. We're going to smoke some for supper, and we're going to try to do some canning for the first time of Spanish. So this is it. We got our limit, like I said, 15 per person. What was it? We have 45 of them, so we had our 3-man limit. They all running between 14, 15. We had a couple that was 20. Maybe in about another week or two or so, hopefully we get some in that has some size, a little bit sizers to them that running in the 20 ranges. Right now they're just, most of them is 14, 15, 16 inches long. So this is what we got. So I'm letting them sit here and drain right now. So I'm fixing to pick some out to prepare for our dip and everything. So, because we want to put it on the smoker to make some, like I said, to make some fish dip. It normally turns out pretty good. So here we go. All right, so we're going to pick some out, some fillets out here. We're going to lay them down. Well, first of all, hang on a second. Let's line this here with some paper towels. Lay our fillets out. A lot of people use these for bait, for grouper and stuff. You know, I like the dip. It makes excellent fish dip to me and everything. So I just can't see taking a good fish that you can make something out of it and then going to use it for bait for something else. Which I have done it before. So lay these out like this. Normally your bigger fish in your 20-inch and longer, you know, you can get where you just get your nice fillets and stuff out of them. So in Panama City, they're running really thick right now. They just now starting to show up in Port St. Joe, where I fish out a lot. and everything. So we're they're just starting to show up there. So how we done it is that we took some Spanish rigs and we trolled for them, and then once we found them, we normally do 2 poles with Spanish rigs on them, and then when we find them thick, you catch them on both poles. Normally you can catch 2 or 3 of them on a pole on one rig. Then we stop, put the trolling motor out, the anchor, and then we start casting for them. So what we did yesterday, we didn't move out of, we probably trolled, I don't know, maybe 500 yards, something like that. Ran into a big old pile of them. Stood in about 30 minutes. We limbed it out on our Spanish. I was throwing a gold gotcha jig, and they call it a gotcha jig for a reason. My brother-in-law was throwing some little white jig heads, double, like a chicken rig with 2 jig heads on it. And he was doubling up on them every time he threw out. So we want to pat these dry. Now, the only frustrating thing about these fish that they're soft meat. They're very easy to tear apart. So when you're filleting them out and then you try to skin them, you got to leave a little bit of meat on the skin. If you don't, you're going to end up cutting the skin and leaving the skin on it. Like right there. If y'all can see that. I have quite a few of them like that, but the good thing about it is when you're making fish dip, it will come right off when you get it and you smoke it. So that's a plus. So now our next step is, so we've got these all patted out, dried, and everything. We take and brush some olive oil on them so they won't stick to the grill, and then we throw a seasoning on them. Okay, I done the other side of these and everything. I just flipped them over and stuff. So now we're going to do some seasoning. First time using this. I don't know how this is going to turn out. It is Spice Supreme Fish Seasoning. Right there. So I normally use Everglaze, but they didn't have exactly the kind that I wanted. So I decided to try something a little bit different this time. We just sprinkle that on there like that. Close that up. Then I like to use a little bit of smoked paprika. Just get a little heat. All right. So that's going to be it. We're just going to take her out to the smoker and try and put them on the smoker. Okay, so we out here at the smoker, the Pit Boss. We got the temperature set at 220. We're going to take and put our fillets on. Probably should have took this top one out first.
Grab a rag right there.
Yeah. Alright, so now we're going to take and lay our fillets on our smoker. Alrighty, well, we'll come back and check on them here in just a little bit and check, see how they are, see if we need to take and turn them, whatever. Alright, it's been about 15 minutes or so, so we just check our fish and see what they look like, see if they're ready to be turned over. There they are. Let's check and see. Oh yeah. Can't do this without tearing them up. Tearing them to pieces here. So these look really kind of difficult to do it with one hand and holding the camera at the same time, but gotta make it happen, gotta make it happen. come hold the camera for me? Alright, we'll let them sit there for another 10-15 minutes and check them again. Alright, we're going to check these and see if they're ready. They should be ready to be pulled off. Check that smoke coming out of there. Oops. Yeah, that's good. Look at that. Nice flaky white fish. That's ready. Alright, we're going to take and put another batch on. Alright, we'll see you in another 10 to 15. Alright, while the other fillets are out there smoking, we're going to start a canning processing. So my fiance Kim's going to do that. She's going to explain to you what's going on with that situation.
I've already sterilized my jars and packed my fish in each jars, and we're going to do several different recipes. Some we are going to add garlic, a garlic clove. Some we are going to add jalapenos.
Those with seeds or without seeds?
These are without seeds right here. Then these are going to be a little more spicy with the seeds. We're going to add a teaspoon of salt to them all. That's not too much. Some of them will slack and just go half a teaspoon just to make sure I'm not doing too much. And these last two we're just going to do salt and peppercorn.
What'd you forget?
So I was going to try a new recipe with brown sugar.
Go ahead and do it.
And then we're going to do that on these right here and see how that tastes. That'll be something new. Okay, once you got that filled in, we just put the lids on. I got to get the lids. Where's some lids you bought, babe?
They were up there on the counter.
You don't add any liquid. The fish will make its own liquid.
So that's every bit of fish?
Just took it off.
That's good then. So what's the two units going to be? Just plain?
Those are just salt and peppercorn.
So we're done sterilize the jars.
And the lids.
And the lids.
We'll see which one comes out the best. I've already got 3 quarts of water in my pressure cooker. So I'll put these in there.
Do you need me to put that on for you? You got it?
Alright, now we'll start warming up the pressure cooker.
Alright, well we'll catch y'all on the next one. Alright, so our pressure cooker has reached to where it's supposed to. You're supposed to let it cook until steam starts coming out of this little knob right here, this little nipple. So we're fixing to cap it off.
Warmed up for 10 minutes.
And build it up to 11 pounds of pressure.
11 pounds of pressure.
And then how long we let it cook?
About an hour and 40 minutes.
So then we hour and 40 minutes till it's done. Okay, so our cook time for our canned Spanish is done with. Now we got the stove turned off and we're just letting the pressure drop down, and then we will pull it out and see what we got. The other Spanish for our dips and stuff is done. Let me pull this off and I'll show y'all. Let me hang on a second. There we go. So I'll pull this tin full off. So this is going to be for our dips that we make. It's a pile of fillets right there, boys and girls, and they are good. Going to even be better in the dip. So when that time comes around for us to make the dips and stuff, once this cools down, we'll show y'all how to do the dip. And we'll get back with you then. Alright, we're back and we're fixing to open up the canister and see the pressure cooker, to see how these canned Spanish turn out. They smell good. Ooh, that's a little warm.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to use these right here.
It's a little warm. Wow, it cooked down. That's it.
Make a lot of liquid.
It cooked down a lot, didn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. Should have packed them things full.
Yeah, I should have, instead of making 10, I should have probably made 5 or something.
It ain't much there at all. For a first time, I guess it ain't gonna hurt. We'll know next time for sure.
Well, I wanted to try different recipes, so I had like 10 of them. That looks good.
I'm excited to try them. How long they gotta sit before you can open them and try them?
At least 24 hours.
At least 24 hours?
Yeah, they have to sit there and completely cool.
Alright, there they are. So that canning process is done. Our next step is making the Spanish dip. It's gonna be our next one. Alright, welcome back. We are about to start making our Spanish fish dip. So I'm going to break down the ingredients. We don't measure nothing. We just throw it in, taste it, throw more in, taste, see what goes on. So we got sour cream. We use sour cream. We use cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper, regular ground pepper, Old Bay seasoning, Worcestershire sauce, garlic powder, a little bit of lemon juice, Tabasco sauce, and cream cheese, the best stuff in the world, cream cheese. And some liquid smoke. And Miracle Whip.
A lot of recipes use mayonnaise, and even if you don't like Miracle Whip, it does wonders in the fish dip.
Yeah, because I don't like Miracle Whip. Not on my sandwiches or anything, anyways. And this stuff normally turns out to be excellent. So probably about, like I said, we don't measure nothing. Just go with it, taste it. If we need to add more to it, we add whatever we think needs to be added to it. And one thing we are doing that's new is putting the jalapeno peppers in. So we don't know how this is going to turn out. That's going to be a new one for us.
Sometimes I just use sometimes I use red onions, sometimes I use celery.
Yeah, it's pretty good with the onions in it. We use a whole block, or might be using 2 blocks of the cream cheese.
Just according to how much
2
fish
whole blocks.
we have. This is a lot of fish this time.
Which I think the more cream cheese, the better. But that's just my opinion. Having a hard time?
Yeah. You know that ain't never gonna.
So just break it up like she's doing and just put it in spots. Yeah, it's gonna take that other
Yeah, that's a lot of fish here today.
Now 2 or 3 dabs of the cream, of the Miracle Whip.
And there's no use to try to use a spoon.
Nope, just use your hands. And mix it all together. That's what makes it so good, is that you use your hands. It smells good. You ought to smell it. Woo!
Smell-o-vision.
Yep, just fold it all together with your hands. As you're doing it, you can be breaking it up. This is some of my favorite dip. We make this and we make mullet dip, but this here's my favorite.
A lot better than the mullet to me.
A lot better. Me too. I think so too.
Almost done.
We're just about done with it though. Except for a taste test. I want some cracker. Let's give this a taste test. Yeah.
That is good.
What do you think?
Just like that. Delicious.
I think that's good, ladies and
Yes. Yep.
gentlemen. So that's how we make our dip. So we try to do it every year. So thank you for watching Kind of Country Boy Outdoors. If you like this video, please smash the subscribe button, leave a comment. Until next time, thank y'all for watching.